You know, daily videos are actually kind of hard. Like coming up with content every day and then not having any parts to work on the cars. It gets difficult, especially when it's cold out. But I was thinking that not all the videos have to be car related. I could show some of the stuff that I'm doing around the house. Might be a nice change of pace. So just as a quick little backstory, we moved into this house 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. I don't know if it was 2016 or 2017, but it's been a few years. And the place was a total dump. Like, we got it for, I can't remember if it was 30 or 40,000. And it's on some pretty good property. I think we have 4 acres, and it connects to my in-laws' property because there's the field next to us that they own, and they've got like 100 acres or so. So it's all like this big horseshoe that was just really convenient. So we can go out in the woods and stuff and do whatever. Get real hillbilly and hide our stills out there. But yeah, the place was a dump. Before we could even move in, I had to fix a bunch of the walls because there was holes kicked in them. All the electrical outlets had to be replaced because they kicked them through the walls. They they took out the fuse box, so that had to be. They ended up bringing that back, which is cool, but still had to hook that back up. A bunch of the wiring had to be fixed. Every wall had to be painted. The kitchen was like, it looked like a McDonald's playhouse because it was like yellow walls with red trim, red walls with yellow trim, something like that. I had to redo the entire floor. Thank you, Dad, for helping me with that, because that was all ripped up, and the place was just destroyed. A few of the windows had to be replaced. They were broken. I think all the doors were gone for the rooms, and it was rough. It was rough. I like to think that we've made pretty good progress with it. Like, from where we started, I mean, the place is pretty good now. Still haven't done much to the outside, which is, like, one of the things that bugs me the most. Especially in videos, I try not to show the house just because, to be honest, I'm not real happy with how it looks. From the back, it looks great because we just put up a new back deck. That looks sweet. Actually, I'll show you that real quick. See, like, from back here, it looks fine. It looks like a pretty decent house. But it desperately needs new siding. It needs new shutters. A lot of the windows are junk. Compared to the garage, the house looks tiny even back here, which is amusing. But yeah, I think the deck turned out pretty nice. But when we first moved in, the basement, I mean, it's a big open basement. And the entire place, like, you could barely walk through it because there was just so much shit left all over the place. I mean, just like trash that they left here. We ended up filling up my dad's 16-foot enclosed trailer, I think twice, with all the stuff that was left here. It was just, talk about buying a fixer-upper. And there's still a lot of things that need to be fixed. Like I said, the outside, we've barely even touched aside from that deck. I redid the front deck 2 years ago, and just because that one was getting, like, unsafe. They were both unsafe, to be honest. Because the old back deck was just this, and then it had some stairs that came down to here. And this, on its own, was just so rickety that it was getting really unsafe. When you've got two young kids that love to just explore those real steep staircases that wiggle around, not very ideal. So now we just have like a 3 or 4 steps back here where it goes up to the hill. But one of the things that we never touched was the basement. We always pretty much just used it as a catch-all. Before I had the garage built, this was my workshop. So all the benches and everything and the drill press, all that stuff that's in the garage used to be along that wall and in this corner. Actually, you can see the motorcycle lift still here. I don't work on bikes much anymore, so that's just art at this point. That's like a, I don't remember the year, an 86 Suzuki Gixxer 1100. Needs a clutch. So yeah, for the first like 2 or 3 years, this was my workshop. And it definitely got the job done. It was really nice because it stays pretty much the same temperature all year round. It's like 60 in the summer, 60 in the winter. It's pretty nice. It's a good thing about basements. When my brother moved to Texas, he said the thing that he missed the most was basements. But just recently decided to start cleaning it up and turning it into something we can actually use, because half of our square footage here was being just squandered, you know? Like, realistically, I think we've got like 2,400, 2,500 square feet, and we were only using half of it because we were only using the upstairs. So, started doing a little bit of framing to get some stuff figured out, get a somewhat neat layout going. So this is basically just going to be a storage room, and this isn't load bearing, so I just threw it together real quick. Ignore that. Anybody who's like an actual contractor who knows what they're doing will see what's wrong with that. But yeah, this is basically just going to be a storage room, and couldn't really decide on what door to go with, and then we were at Menards and saw, this is like one of those stupid bougie things that nobody really needs, but you see it and you're like, that'd be pretty cool. So we got this door, and it'll be on some tracks like that to just slide open. See, like I said, just stupid and bougie, but just thought it'd be cool. And it really, to buy a complete framed door was like, I don't know, $30 cheaper than that. So it's like, why not? So yeah, that's going to slide open. Made this enclosure to hide one of the support poles, which actually turned out pretty good, I think. It hides it pretty good. So the whole place is still going to be like an open floor plan. Just making a little utility room over there to hide the well pump and stuff like that, bladder tank, etc. That one is just getting a normal door. So a couple years ago, actually, before we built the garage, we were thinking about moving because we weren't sure if we wanted to build here and stay here or just find a place that was already done. And obviously we ended up building here, but one of the places we looked at, I just couldn't get it out of my head. They had a basement, and when you walk down the stairs like split off, and I just thought it was the coolest thing because I've only ever seen just like a normal staircase. So this has been like the stairs come down here and then angle to the right, and I said screw it. I just cut a hole there, knocked the wall down, and built a staircase here. So when you're coming down the steps, you can go left or right depending on which way you want to go, because it would suck to have to come down here to go all the way around there. I'm going to end up putting a light switch here and at the top. It already has one there, but it's not not wired. And then this whole area to hide the concrete, these brick panels were like $20 a sheet, which I didn't think was too bad. We only needed 8 of them. They're just sitting there right now, not glued on. And then the wiring for the outlets and everything, I wanted it to look kind of like a kind of industrial, I guess. So I got these metal receptacles to screw to the wall. And then just going to do some conduit over the wiring. And I think that, once it's done, I think it'll look pretty good, because it's just going to be like a little accent piece along that wall. So it'll just be like an outlet there, and then like maybe 2 outlets on that wall. You know what I mean? So yeah, it still has a long ways to go. But considering how it was when we got the place, it's come a long ways. So, I don't know. Just thought this would be a fun change of pace. And it's blistering cold out. Does blistering cold make sense? Oh, something else. I find the weirdest things interesting. So these big ass plywood circles I got from wood shop when I graduated. Like they weren't like given to me. I'd kind of stole them, but I just thought they were cool and they were going to get thrown away, so I took them. And I have no idea what to do with them, but I just thought they were cool and I wanted them. But yeah, I'm really hoping that in January I can get back to work on this and get most of it knocked out so that it's actually like fully livable. Anyway, yeah, like I said, that's probably going to do it for today's video. Just wanted to talk about something different and not go outside and freeze my ass off. People like the joke from yesterday's video, so I got another joke for today's video. Just one, though. Don't get excited. So I bought some shoes from a drug dealer recently, and I don't know what he laced them with, but I've been tripping all day. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing and clicking that bell. I'll see you next time.